He's a bad beast on that barbecue, on the grill or the smoker. He knows just what to do. He's a bad beast on that barbecue.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, welcome back to another episode of Bad Beast Barbecue. We're not really cooking today. This is part one of kind of a modification video that I want to do and try to improve the smoke flavor on the Asmoke pellet grill, okay? So I'm showing you the back of the Asmoke pellet grill now, and as you can see, the smoke and the heat comes out of these openings here on the back of the lid, okay? And I was always curious of whether or not there were too many openings back there, or maybe Asmoke should have a small smokestack on it. It seems to me that all of the smoke that is created by the Asmoke grills, or most of these small type grills, is ejected out of the back of the lid without giving it an opportunity to kind of circulate around the food before actually exiting out of the smoker itself. Okay, so this is a prototype I'm working on, and we'll do a lot of testing and stuff, but this is kind of part one, and we'll do a part two video with an improved version. So what we did here was we made this blocker, or this shield here, to go over the holes on the lid. Now, I'm not advocating that you do this. This is not approved by Asmoke. I am just trying to create a modification for this that may increase the smoke flavor of not only this pellet grill, but any pellet grill. So we do have the Char Griller gravity fed smoker, and the gravity fed smoker that I have, I think it's the 980. It comes with a door in the back that you can adjust wide open all the way to barely open, depending on what type of cooking you want, if you want the smoke and stuff to stay in the chamber longer or what have you. So, and I'm kind of using that same premise here, okay? So this may affect cooking times, it may affect cooking temperatures and stuff like that, but for this first one, what we did was we took some wood and we attached a magnetic sheet to it, and then we put it in the laser cutter, and then we cut out, this here to cover up the holes in the back. So the magnetic sheet that I have here, it's okay. It's not very, very strong. So the wood itself warped just a little bit, so there's a little gap at the top. So I put a couple of pieces of double-sided tape here just to keep the gap closed somewhat, so I can see how much smoke is emitted from certain openings on the back of the grill, okay? As we keep developing this, we'll probably use some earth magnets or some really, really stronger magnets with a felt type coating here in order to make this cover attach a little bit tighter to the grill. So we're gonna go ahead and add this to this. We're gonna let this run for a while. We're gonna see how much smoke we get, and not sure if I'm gonna try to cook on it yet or not, but I just wanna see how much smoke remains inside of the Asmoke versus just normally leaving these vents open. So let's go ahead and put this on. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do, since the pellet hopper is on this side of the smoker, I'm gonna leave this section of vents open. So we're going to cover this like so, and I'm pushing the tape up against the top just to keep the seal a little bit tighter. So we'll let this run for a while. It's currently at 210 degrees, so anything below 250 should produce a nice amount of smoke. We'll see if any smoke leaks from around the wood, which I'm anticipating it will, just because it still might be a smaller gap. But we will continue to monitor this and see how much smoke flows out of this opening right here. And of course, this could be adjustable, if this works out well. So, all right, so let's see what we get. All right, guys, so as you can see, there's not a lot of smoke coming around the edges here, so that's a good sign that the double-sided tape is helping. Like I said, we will use some earth magnets and stuff next time with a double layer of wood with the magnets inset with a felt covering, okay, to really try to give ourselves a good seal. But smoke is only coming out of these 4 with 6 openings here. So I'm going to let this flow for a little while, and then we're going to look on the inside of the chamber and see how much smoke is in there with this on here. All right, guys, so we're going to reduce the size of the opening to 1 to just 2 of these, so we can see if it's affecting the amount of heat that the smoker is keeping in, okay? It looks like I have it set at 210 degrees, but the temperature will remain somewhere around 230 for quite some time, probably because the closed up holes are retaining more heat. So we'll see if the temperature spikes again. Okay, guys, so you can see when I reduced the size of the opening, it retained more heat. So being set at 210 degrees, it is still staying at 219, 221. Okay, so blocking some of those vents definitely going to increase your temperature by about 10 degrees or so. Okay, so let's go ahead and increase the temperature on our Asmoke. We're going to go to 250, and we're going to see if that's going to give us more smoke out of the opening. Okay, guys, so as you can see, at 250 degrees, it's pumping out a lot more smoke out of that those 2 openings there. So I'm sure we're going to get a 10-degree spike also. Let's go ahead and see how much smoke is being retained inside the chamber. All right, let's see what we get. Well, it's not an excessive amount of smoke, but you know, you can see some smoke that was being retained. So we'll let it run for a little while. Okay, so while wood might be viable for the next test, I have to set it up to where the earth magnets are in a double layer configuration on here to prevent the wood from warping and actually give us a decent seal along the vent openings. Okay, when you block off these vents, you get a temperature spike of about 10 degrees or so. So if you got the Asmoke settled in, set at 215 or 230, you're probably going to have an internal temperature. It's reading 9 to 10 degrees higher. So if it's at 210, it'll be at 220, 221. If it's at 250, it was registering at 260 to 266. So anywhere from a 9 to 15 degree temperature spike. So you'll have to take that in consideration if you want to cook at 250 degrees using this method here. You're going to have to set yourself at somewhere in the neighborhood of 230, 235 in order to hit that target temperature. So, okay. As far as, like I said, once again, if you try this at your own risk. Like I said, this is not sanctioned by Asmoke. This is something I came up with sitting around thinking about how I can keep the smoke in the chamber for a longer period of time, hopefully increasing the smoke flavor of the food. Okay, so there will be some issues, and we will do part 2 of this soon and actually cook with it. So I'm going to redo this in a double layer, insert the earth magnets, and then possibly put a piece of felt or gasket sheet on here to actually adhere tighter to the vents and to give me a better seal. Okay, so, well, like I said, just trying to experiment. Tell me what you guys think. Give me some of your ideas of how you think that this could work, or am I just wasting my time? So maybe not. But hey, anyway, thanks for watching part 1. Keep an eye out for part 2. And as always, have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year if we don't see you again. And like we always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. If it's fire, then damn it, there just might be a barbecue there. Hey, as always, hey, we'll see you guys around the smoker.